Greetings and welcome to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, also known as Mr. O, and I'm here to deliver this week's Goth Tarot. And of course, it's for this week, August 10th through next Tuesday, the 16th. So I just want all you Goth people to know that, of course, this does encompass the traditional feast day of Hecate, probably the queen of Goth memes. That's August 13th. So let's get started. This is a collective reading for Gothic-minded people, people who embrace their shadow sides, who are interested in learning more about their shadow sides, philosophies, understanding their feelings of isolation or sadness or depression. It's all relative, perhaps. So to do this, I work through a number of decks and I point out different kinds of trends or things I see going on and overall, and maybe the sub-issues. We start off with the Murder of Crows Tarot. And I'm going to shuffle them here. I kind of pre-shuffle all my cards a little bit. We'll remove Mr. Skeleton Head. And the first card I draw is for what I call the dark design. The idea of what represents our environment, our situations, our overall context for this week. Okay. And let me tell you, the Murder Crows is quite a large deck to shuffle. And I have turned the sun reversed. It's a very dark looking sun. So this is our dark design. And the sun reversed, you know, means that maybe conditions are temporary, but overall what we're talking about is perhaps a bit of gloom, a bit of feeling that things are not what they seem like or not what we remember them to be like. This is a frowning upon knowledge or happiness in general, relationships perhaps. So these are not very good things. They encompass the idea maybe of what we're feeling this week, and it's a kind of sadness, but I think it is temporary, and I don't believe it's necessarily tied into current events. Some of our current events may make people happy, but they may make people sad as well. No, I think this is truly more about our personal feelings here. So how did we get here? Was this always going on for us? Were we really trying to solve these problems, but we're just stuck with them? Or has it just suddenly happened? And that's the dark details. So my extra cards from the Murder Crows, the Crow of Dusk, suggests that maybe this problem or this situation is ending. That maybe we can see that to some degree it's had its sway over us, but now the effects will begin to dissipate. Then my other marker detail card from the Murder Crows is more about how we experience this, whether we experience this as an outward physical manifestation or maybe more of an emotional inward kind of thing. And of course, it is the Crow Mother suggesting that how we feel this, and it's obvious, this depression, even though it is clearing up, this lack of light in our lives is, of course, very internal. That maybe most of the people that we run into in the street wouldn't really feel this way or see us feeling this way, that is. It just doesn't necessarily seem that we carry this on our sleeves. It may be a part of us that's a little bit on the darker side. And you know, when you think about that, that sort of suggests that it's a thing that remains with you, whether people see it or not. And what remains with us is also what haunts us. It's our dark shadows. And so for that, I use the Ghost Tarot from Lo Scarabeo. And the Ghost Tarot I use to show us our dark shadows, show us those things that are remaining in our lives that are haunting us, that are causing, you know, these feelings or causing these situations to continue in our lives. What is that? Can we get a handle on it by taking a look into this and seeing what it really means here? Let's hope so with our Ghost Tarot. And I have drawn an Ace of Wands. So what haunts us, I think, is that we're always trying to re-begin or start or work on certain projects. They're mostly enterprise. They could be related to friendship. I think I'll lay you there, Mr. Ghost Tarot, or Miss Ghost Tarot, whichever the case may be. So I think this card says that we feel like we're on a mission. Our mission is to start something maybe really big, maybe growing, very much a growing thing. And it's a haunting because to some degree, we don't totally accept the fact that we can do this, but yet we persist, as they say. And I don't think this is necessarily related to the other cards there. I think this is just something that is haunting us in a way that we should take into account as an energy that we need to acknowledge and either release it or figure out how to transform it into another energy. So now I want to move on to some other questions that we might have here. And for that, I'm going to use the Night Sun Tarot, also by Lo Scarabeo. And no, I don't sell these, so I'm the proper spokesperson though. And we're looking at two concepts here with this deck. We are looking to see what it will tell us is our dark truth in all of this. And then we are also looking to see what is our dark sacrifice. So the dark truth would represent the kind of things that are showing us this is our reality. This is really what we have to deal with. It could point out some hidden factors, but it's most likely going to be about something that we can easily say, yeah, that fits. That's the reality here. So that card is the reversed Six of Cups. And so the Six of Cups, the reality is we are trying to recreate a happier time from our past, perhaps. It could be the recent past, it could be the more distant past. It may be tied up with the ideas of childhood things. To some degree, there's a feel there for that. But maybe we could just say the things that really made us happy. Our dark truth is that we want to recapture these. We want to bring these back. And even if it's not possible, it's laudable that we want to go back to this more simpler time. Hey, who doesn't? When you think about current events, there I go again with that. But that's the point, I guess, is many of us, especially, perhaps Goth people, really want to recreate, return to a past, maybe embellish it with the best that we can. But that's what we're looking at as our hidden truth. And so then what is the dark sacrifice? That thing that maybe we bear as a sorrow or feel that maybe if we can give this up or find a way to make a sacrifice that's commensurate with it, we can somehow be better. And so for that card, it's the reversed Seven of Wands. The reversed Seven of Wands. Well, the dark sacrifice, I think, is saying we really do have to let go of these things that we've been fighting for. I mean, this is a card about maybe saying, let's repurpose our energies. Let's see that something isn't really keeping us at that high point, keeping us at an advantage point. We've lost the advantage on some respects, and maybe it is time to really say, what is past is gone. Maybe there is something that remains telling us we should be trying to build better, but maybe there is a sacrifice in that. Maybe what we have to give up to get there is too much. And I think this card really tells us we should abandon those notions, abandon the notions maybe that we can recreate a past, because maybe that past was never really quite there. So now, of course, at this point, one would have to say clearly, we know, that sucks. But I think then we would have to look at what's going on with that, the dark spiral. What is the energy drain? Now that we know these things, how does it affect us? Is it draining our energy? Is it sucking our life? Is it like a vampire? Is it a dark spiral? And so for that, I'm going to use my Vampire Tarot. And the Vampire Tarot is here to tell me what it is that sucks, what is draining us. Maybe it can give us a clue on how we can repair that. The dark spiral. It's the Eight of Pentacles. What drains us is the prospect that we realize the problems we're in will only get out with dedication and work, and that we have to find all of our skills and resources and really work hard. This is a card of hard work, and many people don't necessarily want to hear that. They want everything in life to be easy. They want to say, I like the past, let's go back there. But the reality is, it's a reality, not the reality. A reality is that what drains us maybe is this idea about working hard, that we can't find ourselves doing that. We are unable to do that. I'm not really sure how much more I can suggest here. We got a fair smattering of cups, wands. No swords yet. Maybe it's to come. So that is a suckage that we have to deal with. How can we find the ways to be creative and bring all of our talents to bear, especially when we feel that it drains us, that maybe we don't really accept ourselves as creative beings? Maybe that's what sucks, is that we just don't see ourselves as being capable of this hard work and this creative process. But maybe there is a dark gift, a gift that really will tell us what it is we can do, how we can do it. An insight, a hunch, an ability, whatever it takes. For that, I use the Crow's Magic Tarot. I knew it. I kept saying we don't have any swords yet, and I just pulled the Ace of Swords. So it's kind of neat. We had the Ace of Wands over here, and we have the Ace of Swords. Excuse me. The keywords underneath, powerful dynamic. In a regular reading, not a Goth Tarot reading, the Ace of Swords could indicate the birth of a valiant leader, a courageous leader, whether that's really being physically born or just circumstances arriving to make somebody that person. And so as your dark gift, I will pull it that way. I will say that this means what you can begin through all of these ideas here, especially that last one though, about working hard. But don't forget, it is with us, this need to do something creative, to do something big. And I think that's what it comes down to with this card here, that the dark gift, the Ace of Swords, says somehow courage finds you, somehow the ability will become yours. You will find the way to lift that sword and wield it. Don't believe me? Let's check back next week then. But seriously speaking, thank you for coming to Goth Tarot. Don't forget to watch all of our shows, our live streams on Sunday and Thursday. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. Friday is my other show, The Emotional Exchanges, a more relationship-oriented reading. Then Saturday is Happy Hour, where Banshee and I will draw a positive card for each person that comes to our chat room. Sundays, Banshee's in the chat room with me for her program, The Material Matters. It's a look at financial trends, education trends, resources, materials. It's good information. And then, of course, our Sunday live stream from 2 to 4 p.m. So that's it for me, Mr. O, the Obi-Wan for Goth Tarot. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next time.